I looked my husband straight in the eyes and said, something I had been holding back for months. Listen carefully. If your mother mentions my salary one more time, there will be no more polite conversations. I will explain to her myself exactly where her place is, and why my money is not her property. The room went completely silent. His eyes widened like he had just realized something terrible was about to happen. Because the truth was, his mother had no idea what line she had been crossing, and I was done pretending it didn't bother me. If you've ever dealt with a nosy relative who thinks your money belongs to them, then this story might hit a little too close to home. So before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for one of the most satisfying family confrontations you'll hear today. Trust me, the ending is worth it. When I married my husband Daniel, I genuinely believed I had hit the jackpot. He was kind, calm, responsible. But there was one problem. His mother. Now I tried. I really did. At first, she seemed sweet enough. The typical overly involved mother-in-law who wanted to know everything about our lives, where we were going, what we were buying, how much we were saving. But then, the questions started getting more specific. Too specific. The first time she asked about my salary, it seemed harmless. We were sitting in her kitchen drinking tea when she suddenly leaned forward and said, "So, how much do you make at your job?" I laughed awkwardly. "You know, enough." She smiled politely, but her eyes didn't smile. They were calculating, like she was doing math in her head. I brushed it off. Big mistake. Because after that day, the questions never stopped. Every visit, every dinner, every phone call. "So how much was your bonus this year? Do you get raises often? You should really contribute more to the family." The family, not my family. Her family. And the weirdest part? She never asked Daniel about his salary. Only mine. At first, I tried to stay polite. I'd change the subject, laugh it off, pretend I didn't hear her. But over time, the comments started turning into expectations. One night during dinner, she casually said, "You know, since you earn so well, it would only be fair if you helped us renovate the house." I nearly choked on my food. Help them renovate their house? With my salary? Daniel shifted awkwardly beside me but said nothing. Nothing. That silence stayed with me the entire drive home. "Did you hear what your mom said tonight?" I asked him. He sighed. "She doesn't mean anything by it." Oh, she meant something. And deep down, we both knew it. From that point on, her behavior got worse. She'd make passive-aggressive comments like, "Back in my day, daughters-in-law helped their husband's family." Or my personal favorite, "A woman who earns more should share more." It felt less like curiosity and more like entitlement. Then came the final straw. One Sunday afternoon, we were visiting her house again, when she suddenly said something that made my stomach twist. She looked straight at me and said, "So when are you transferring some of your savings to Daniel? After all, once you're married, your money belongs to the family." I felt the air leave my lungs. My hands went cold. Did she really just say that? I slowly turned toward Daniel, waiting for him to say something. Anything. But he just sat there, quiet, avoiding eye contact, and that's when something inside me snapped. Later that night, I stood in our living room staring at him. "I need you to understand something," I said calmly. "If your mother mentions my salary one more time, I will not stay quiet." He rubbed his face nervously. "She's just curious." "No," I interrupted. "She's counting my money." He finally looked at me, and that's when I said the sentence that would change everything. "Next time she asks, I'll answer." A week later, we went back to her house, and right on cue, it happened. We had barely sat down when she asked the question again. "So tell me, how much did you earn this year?" The room froze. Daniel stared at his plate. His father pretended to read the newspaper, and I slowly placed my cup on the table. "All right," I said calmly. "You want to talk about my salary?" She smiled like she had finally won. "Yes, dear." I leaned forward slightly. "Let me explain something clearly." The smile on her face started fading. "My salary is not family property." Silence. "It's not community property." Her eyes narrowed. "And it's definitely not yours." You could hear a pin drop in that room. Then I continued. "If Daniel and I decide to use our money for something, that's our decision." I pointed gently toward the floor. "But you don't get to budget my paycheck." Her face turned bright red. "How dare you speak to me like that?" I stood up. "No," I said calmly. "How dare you think my hard work belongs to you?" Daniel looked stunned. His father lowered the newspaper slowly. For the first time since I met this woman, she had nothing to say. The next few weeks were quiet. No more salary questions. No more passive-aggressive comments. And the most surprising part? Daniel actually apologized. I should have stopped her earlier, he admitted. I nodded. Yes, you should have. But sometimes people only understand boundaries when they finally hit them hard. The truth is, some people mistake kindness for permission. They assume silence means agreement. But sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is look someone straight in the eyes and remind them exactly where the line is. If this story made you feel even a little bit satisfied, hit that like button. And tell me in the comments, have you ever had to put a disrespectful family member in their place? Don't forget to subscribe for more intense Reddit revenge stories. Because trust me, some people don't learn their lesson until someone finally says enough.